Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Laura Serrano, and in this presentation, I'm gonna share with you my video about the first activity for the materials design for face-to-face environments course to look into for designing teaching material. Welcome. When you start to think about teaching and creating materials, you must think about three statements. What should be provided for learning? How I should provide it? What can be done with it to promote language learning? What type of materials should be included in English language teaching? I consider that the materials that should be included in English language teaching must facilitate learning in many dimensions. The materials must be created taking into account the conscious and subconscious processes that occur in learners, with their exposition to contents and activities where they can experience implicit and explicit approaches. The materials in English language teaching must offer to learners a quality input by keeping focused on their motivation, confidence, and aptitude during the learning process for making meaningful negotiations between the new approaches and the previous knowledge. In other words, the materials must offer opportunities for developing language skills through strategies that fit in the context and the students' learning expectations, but taking into account the learning styles and the authentic language use as a tool for communication. Some examples of materials in English language teaching are the teacher direct speech of conventions in front of the classroom through interactive presentations, the use of textbooks, videos, podcasts, and pictures, and the use of printed materials from various resources like magazines, newspapers, and many others according to the students' interests and the learning needs. Explain the principles of second language acquisition relevant to the development of materials for language teaching. At this part, I think that is important. Regard the principles of second language acquisition in the questions theory, such as the acquisition learning hypothesis that describes that the language is acquired in an authentic use, the monitor hypothesis that says the application of the monitoring during the learning process for correcting the student performance enhancements, the natural order hypothesis that determines the existence of a natural progressive disposition for learning according to the age and the previous knowledge. The input hypothesis that contemplates the language learning is related with the quality and the quantity of the input, and the affective filter hypothesis that disposes the importance of keeping motivation for lowering the anxiety with the emotional involvement of the learners and the social interaction. We can say that in development of materials for language teaching is important is appliance in the wake of making the language learning process a meaningful experience for furthering the language acquisition. In this sense, it is relevant for the language learning, the building of confidence through novelty, variety, attract presentations of the materials, appealing content, and achievable challenge for keeping motivation, attention, and good attitude of the learners. The exposition of the students to language authentic use through quality inputs from different resources, the involvement of learning styles, preference that vary depending the context and the language target, the favoring of intellectual and emotional features of the students, the use of the students' thought capabilities for solving problems or challenge, the social interaction for using the language as a tool for communication, the adaptation of the content to the existing approaches, the permission of a silent period at the beginning of the instruction for favoring the development of achieving proficiency, and the allowing of different outcomes responses as opportunities for giving accurate feedback in the pursuit of learning process effectiveness. Thanks for watching. Bye.